bit of a real estate investing chat right now. So welcome, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We're going to talk about how to invest in real estate on this live. So I get some people to get logging on. I tried to go live on my laptop, but haven't quite figured that out. Apparently I'm not good with technology, but what we're going to do on this live is talk about how to invest in real estate, all right? There are three main ways that people do it. So as some more people get logged on, I will chat about that, but we're gonna talk about how to invest in real estate, whether it means flipping, renting, or wholesaling. We're gonna talk about a few of those things. We're going to kind of walk through that. So definitely throw your chats in the chat box, be active in the chat box. But what's what we're going to talk about? Be active in the chats. We're going to talk about how to invest in real estate. So this is your first live with me, right? Number one. It's your second, your third. If you're watching it live or the recording, please participate. The more participation, the better. The more people that see this free content. What we're going to do is talk about how to invest in real estate without using any of your own money. Please give this video a like if you have not. Appreciate that. Thanks, Alexander Hopkins. This is your second live, so please give this video a like if you have not. So I would appreciate that. It doesn't cost anything from you except to hit that like button. It helps. And share this live with anybody you know is interested in real estate investing. All right, so there are three main ways to invest in real estate without using any of your own money. Do you know what they are? So a lot of people said that this is their first live with me, so they've never seen me do that. A few people have been on my lives. I do Q&A lives. Hello, bro. What's going on, Martin? So thank you for the likes. Please give those likes. I appreciate it very much. Let me know where you're from in the chat box. And what are the three ways that people invest in real estate without using any of their own money? So the first way is, I'll go first, then you add, is wholesaling real estate. Wholesaling real estate. So who on here knows what wholesaling is? Thumbs up if you know what wholesaling is, thumbs down if you do not know what wholesaling is. I'm going to walk through it, but wholesaling is a great way to invest in real estate if you don't have any money. You don't need any money or credit to wholesale real estate. The crazy thing, so when I go live on like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, people like it like crazy. I get like 50,000 likes on TikTok. On YouTube, people are so scared to hit that like button. It's crazy. That's why YouTube's a harder platform to get any traction on, but people are so scared to subscribe or like. It's kind of funny. So some people know what wholesaling is, some people don't. We can talk about later if you'd want. The next way that people invest in real estate without using any of their own money is rental properties. Who on here knew or knows what owning rental properties without their own money looks like? We can talk about it if you want, but just know you do not need any of your own money to invest in real estate and to buy rental properties. Most people think you have to put 20% down. The third way is flipping real estate. So wholesale, rentals, and flipping. Those are the three ways that I know that people invest in real estate without using any of their own money. My name is Sam. I'm a real estate investor. I own a house buying company. We flipped 252 houses in 2021. I also own a rental portfolio worth $26 million. So I do quite a bit of investing in real estate, and I have this platform in this channel, SamFasterFreedom channel, you know, at SamFasterFreedom on all the social medias, because I like to help people, honestly. I could sell my real estate and my businesses and be set, but that's not fun. I enjoy helping other people. I enjoy helping other people achieve financial freedom. So that is why I do this. It's a fun way to spend my time. I'm financially free through real estate, so now I feel like I can go help others. I don't necessarily have to do this. I just enjoy doing it. So that's why we're here. If you appreciate that, hit that like button. Which one do you guys want to talk about first? Wholesaling, rentals, or flipping? Again, this is ways to invest in real estate without using any of your own money. Whether you're watching the live or the recording, let me know. How can you get started? Well, start here. Also go to www.camisfree.com for my live training tonight. If you're watching the recording of this today is Wednesday the 19th. If it's not Wednesday the 19th you're watching this, it's too late for that live free training with Cam, but I have other free trainings as well. So if you're watching this live or watching the recording today, Wednesday the 19th, before 7 p.m. Central, you can get access to that training by going to camisfree.com. It's live training at 7 p.m. Central. If you can't, no big deal. I have other pre-recorded trainings, but this is a one-time only live training. All right, somebody said he wanted to talk about rentals, so let's talk about rentals. And just to drive that free training home really quickly tonight, in case you want to attend, it's free, no strings attached. Cam, one of my students who's going to be with me, He was making 45 grand as a pastor 2 years ago. Now he's making 500 grand plus. He had 0 rental properties 2 years ago. Now he has 30 rental properties. He had a negative net worth 2 years ago. Now he has a $3 million plus net worth. So if that kind of stuff interests you and you're able to watch the free training, because it's before 7 p.m. Central. So if you're watching live and you're watching this, go to www.cam is free, CAMIS free. So Cam is free. Go to camisfree.com if you want to register for that today or right now or before it. If you're watching this recording live tomorrow, I'm going to give away a ton of free advice on this live, so it's still worth watching, and I'll tell you where to get my free training at the end of this. All right, again, tap the screen, please. Share this live with anybody you know that's interested in real estate investing. The first thing people said they wanted to talk about is rental property, all right? Please interact with me in the chat box on this live and if you're watching the recording. So make sure you follow my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, by the way, but rentals. So who thinks you have to put 20% down on rental property? Give me a thumbs up, something in the chat box. Thumbs up if you think you have to put 20% down on rentals. That's okay. A lot of people think that, and that's okay. That's what I thought when I got started. I actually bought my first rental, or my first property, thinking that I had to put 20% down. So who on here knows that you don't have to put 20% down on rentals ever again? No 20%. That's what all of us were taught, but it is not necessary, okay? So here's what you do. You have a 3-step process. Again, I have bought $26 effing million worth of real estate without using any of my own money with what I'm about to talk about. So you don't need any of your own money to buy rental properties. I own apartments, I own storage facilities, and I own single family rentals, all without using any of my own money. Signing up, awesome, thank you. Well, don't go anywhere. If you signed up for that training, great. If it's after the fact, don't worry, I'm gonna give away a lot of free advice right now, and I'll give you my long-term free training that's pre-recorded. All right, here we go. So rental property, you don't ever need to use any of your own money. So there's 3 steps, and I always kind of change them because there's obviously more steps, but for this live, let's talk about the 3 steps that are on top of my mind. So there's 3 steps when it comes to buying rental properties without using any of your own money. The first is understanding debt. The second is to implement. Sorry about my writing, but I'm saying it. And the third is scale. Nobody on here has heard of that. Nobody on YouTube, any platforms, is teaching this the way that I teach it, okay? I do this and invest in real estate more than anybody I know that teaches it. There's way better, more eloquent teachers out there, but nobody invests in real estate more than I do that actually teaches it, in my opinion. So debt, implement, and scale. So let's go through this, and this is how you buy rental properties using other people's money. Let me know where you're from. If you have not, in the chat box, please let me know where you're from. I need your participation so I can do this more. So there's good and bad debt. Most people think that all debt is bad, but that's simply not the case. So somebody on here, give me some examples of bad debt. Some examples that you can think of. Throw them in the chat box again. It's a little annoying. Ask for participation live and after the recording. It just helps push this. I do this for fun to help people. YouTube's probably going to pay me like $1 or $2 for this live, so I don't really make any money on it. I do this because I like helping people. Scott, St. Louis in the house, nice. So give me some examples of bad debt in the chat box. Give me some. Did it bump up that much because of the? You think we're gonna get 2? Yeah. All right. So bad. Give me some examples of bad debt. Mortgage. A mortgage on your personal house is bad debt. So a mortgage on your personal house is bad debt. I love it. Cars is bad debt. I love that so much. Credit card debt is bad debt. So most people think all debt is bad. That's simply not true. People that understand debt are wealthy. Let me say that one more time. People that understand how to utilize good debt are wealthy. So if you want to be wealthy, help me help you. What I do is I show you how to control your future through real estate. Does that make sense? I show you how to control your future through real estate. That's a tagline that you're going to see everywhere that we just came up with. So give me some examples of good debt now, please. Thank you for the participation. Again, live or after the fact, please participate. So give me some examples of some good debt. Anybody throw them in the chat box. I'll get started. A single family rental property is good debt. Owning a rental house is good debt. You have a mortgage, you have debt on that house, but it's good debt. And I'm going to explain why here in a second. Give me some other examples of good debt. A business is good debt. Having debt in a business is good. The third, there's a ton of apartments. So those good debt. So good debt creates millionaires. Bad debt gets you into Dave Ramsey's mentor or Dave Ramsey's course. House hacking is great. So let's talk about why debt is good versus why debt is bad. All right. Again, I'm helping you understand debt. Then we're going to talk about to implement what I'm teaching you. And then we're going to talk about how to scale it all on this live for free. So give me a like if you're watching this live or after the fact, please. It doesn't do anything but hit that like button like I was saying earlier. It's kind of funny on the other socials. Like people, like I don't even think you can double tap like that on YouTube live, but on Instagram and TikTok you can. And people like do it like 100,000 times. But it's tough to get them on YouTube. All right, so I'm trying to help y'all. So let's talk about why debt is good or bad. So what bad debt does, so you have money and you have debt and you buy something with that debt. And if it's bad debt, it's a liability. Why is it a liability? Because if it's bad debt, it does not produce cash. Bad debt does not produce cash, and bad debt goes down in value. Does that make sense? Hence, your car does not produce cash for you. Maybe it gets you to work, and let's not go down that path. But your car does not produce cash for you, okay? Does not. Your car goes down in value. I know right now with inflation, used cars have gone up a little bit, but regardless, the car example, cars do not produce cash for you and they go down in value. That's why cars are bad debt. 19 people watching, let's get to 19 likes. How about that? So that's bad debt. Now, what makes debt good? What makes going into debt and borrowing money, what makes it good? Well, the exact opposite of that. Good debt produces cash. It produces cash flow. If we get to 17 likes, I'll do jumping jacks. We're at 12 right now. All right, here we go. So good debt produces cash. I know I try to kind of keep the conversation going and have fun with it. Sorry, I'm not a robot up here teaching, trying to have fun as well. All right, so good debt, and I can't do the robot either. Good debt produces cash, okay? And then produces cash, brings in cash flow, but it also goes up in value. If you go into debt to start a business and that business produces a product or service and it grows, then that business is going to grow in value. Same with a house. If you buy a house, that's debt that produces cash, and then it's going to go up in value as well because it's a rental property and it's going to ride the real estate wave up. Your house is kind of in the middle. It's bad debt. It goes up in value probably, but it doesn't produce cash for you. Okay, so that's the difference between good debt and bad debt. Do you guys want me to move on how to implement this, or would you rather have me talk a little bit more about debt? Do you want me to go into more detail about good debt and how it creates wealth, or do you want me to talk about the BRRRR process and how to utilize it? Give me some thoughts there in the chat box. Like, and then give me a vote. If you have not shared this live with anybody who knows interest in real estate investing, go live every Wednesday, try to give you some good free advice. Implement, please. Thank you. Thank you, Mithan. Anybody else good with implement? All right, so the first thing is to understand debt, and that debt is good, all right? So the second step is to implement. And if you're going to pay attention to one thing on this live, this is it. And if you're just joining me now, I'm getting ready to talk about implement right now. If you're just joining me right now, go to www.camisfree.com. Go to camisfree.com if you want my live free training tonight, 7 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Central, one time only. If you're watching this recording after 7 p.m. on Wednesday the 19th, doesn't matter, too late, can't have access to it, I'll send you to my recorded free training. It's a one-time only live training on how I help Cam become a multimillionaire. All right, here we go. Give this video a like, please. Here we go. So this is how you implement it, the BRRRR method. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. Who has heard of the BRRRR method on here? Who on here has heard of the BRRRR method? Thumbs up if you've heard of it, thumbs down if you have not. You have to include that S, and please give me some votes because I honestly want to know, because I need to know how much detail to go into. I'm not just trying to get your interaction, it's just an added bonus. It stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. And if you're just joining me, my name is Sam. I own a house buying company that flips 252 houses, and I also have $26 million in rentals using this money. Meaning, thank you for the likes. I appreciate the likes very much. I own $26 million worth of real estate with this BRRRR method. So I'm going to explain how I did this. I bought apartments with this BRRRR method, I bought storage facilities with this BRRRR method, and I bought single family rentals, all with this BRRRR method, all without using any of my own money. I have $11 million in equity, in net worth, without using any of my own money. So like if you want to learn how to do that, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. So let's get into a real life but simple example. Again, this is pretty valuable stuff I'm teaching you, so please make sure to follow and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my YouTube, hit the notification bell, please. I have a lot of really good information on YouTube, so follow my YouTube at SamFasterFreedom, TikTok and Instagram as well. 1031 exchange, I'll get to that here in a minute. So here's the BRRRR method on here. So let's walk through it. I've never done it this way. This is a brand new way to do it. So how any real estate investing starts, including rental property, is finding a distressed house. SAD equals distress. So what you do is you find a distressed house and you get it under contract to purchase that needs some work. It's distressed, hence it needs fixed up. So buy, rehab. So what I did recently was got a distressed house under contract for $100,000, meaning I have a contract signed. I'm going to buy this for $100,000 in a few months, or in a month probably. Thank you. Who's going to give me that 16th like? We got 15 likes. Who's going to give it? All right. So anyways, $100,000, and it needs $50,000 in repairs. So I got it under contract. It's distressed for $100,000. It needs $50,000 in repair. And do not get caught up on the price point if you can't buy houses for that cheap in your market. So if you live in a cheap market, give me C. If you live in an expensive market, type E. I kind of want to know if people live in expensive or cheap markets. Give me E and a C. But regardless, I need $150,000 to buy and fix up this house. So what do? I go to my private lender, and he writes me a check for $150,000. So my private lender, so C, cheap markets are perfect for the BRRRRs. Expensive market, Joe, what's your market? If you live in an expensive market, say your market there and give me some likes and comments too, and share this live. I'm giving away thousands of dollars worth of free advice. So anyways, so my private lender, Steve, writes me a check for $150,000. Don't worry, I'm gonna get him his money back plus interest here extremely shortly. Thank you for the likes, by the way. I'm gonna give him his money back extremely shortly without using any of mine. This method is effing insanely beautiful. All right, DC, so you can do it in the metro around outside of DC. Boston, you can do it virtually. Washington, you can do it virtually. So I have students in California, in downtown New York, and Hawaii that do this. So you can do it in most of your local markets. If your market's super expensive, if you're in a blue state, not getting political, I'm not gonna do that. The facts are the facts. Or if you live in like a pretty blue state, it's kind of hard to do. So it works. You can just do it in, virtually if you need to. And I have a whole section in my mentorship about virtually investing, or we're making it. But anyways, all right, so back to this, sorry. Thank you everybody for being here. Hang around, this is gonna get fun. Go to camisfree.com if you're watching this before 7 o'clock Central on Wednesday. All right, here we go. So Steve wrote me a check for $150,000. I bought a house at a discount and fixed it up. Pretty simple so far. The next step is to get the property producing cash to make it good debt. It's not good debt until it produces cash. So I got it rented for $1,800. That's $1,800, 1.800, $1,800 a month, okay? That's all simple. Now it's gonna get a little more complicated. This is the part that throws most people off, so pay attention. Are you all with me so far? Give me a thumbs up or like this video. Are you with me so far? I borrowed $150,000 from a private lender. You can do a hard money lender too. I have examples all over this channel on how to find hard and private money. There's thousands of hours of free content on this channel on YouTube. So anyways, so I borrowed $150,000 from a private lender. You can do a hard money lender, either one works. Bought a house, fixed it up, got it rented. You all with me so far? Thumbs up, like. Now, here's where it gets a little more complicated. Thank you for the interaction, everybody. I know it's annoying whether you're on your phone or computer, but interaction really does help, so thank you. I appreciate it. It really helps the algorithm. So thank you. If you didn't do it, it's okay. Hang out and learn. All right, so here we go. So what we do is you take your rented, fixed up house. Your house must be rented and it must be fixed up. It cannot be distressed or not rented. You must take your rented, fixed up house to a small local bank, and they will write you a check for up to 80% of the appraised value. This house appraised for $200,000. So they will write you a check for up to 80% of that. So What did they write me a check for? The bank wrote me a check. And I'm going to explain why in a minute, but they wrote me a check for 80%. 22 likes, nice. Let's try to get to 30. See, I get a little bit, and then I get greedy. Anyways, share this live if you haven't, by the way. It's going to be recorded here on YouTube, and you can watch it after friends can anyways. So they wrote me a check for $160,000. The bank literally handed me a cashier's check for $160,000. That's cash. I know that because I've thrown away a cashier's check before, and it cost me a lot of money to get it back. Not ideal. Thank you for the likes, everybody. So they wrote me a check for $160,000. What did I do with that check? I want your guesses. What do you think I did with that cashier's check? Any thoughts about what I did with that cashier's check? I guess comments are kind of delayed, so I'll just go. If you didn't know that, if you're already commenting, I'm not talking about comments. Are usually 5-10 second delayed. Anyways, so they wrote me a check for $160. I'm going to explain why in a minute. But I took that $160 and I gave it back to my private lender. Oh yeah, I missed this, by the way, earlier. The house is not distressed anymore, so the house is happy. Now, I wrote my lender a check for $160. Now he's happy. So see, we got two happy people. I'm happy, private lender's happy, the house is happy, the neighbors are happy because I took a crappy house and made it nice. The renter's happy because they're living in a nice, safe house. Everybody's happy. This is a win-win-win-win-win situation. There are very few of those out there. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. So I wrote him a check back for $160. I'm going to get that here in a second. But he made $10,000. My private lender made $10,000 without doing anything. He met me for beers, or actually, he had Guinness. I had Tito's. We met for drinks. He wrote me a check for $150. Like 95 days later, we met back for drinks. I had Tito's. He had Guinness, and then I wrote him a check for $160. So he's got his money, he's paid back, he made $10,000. I wrote him a check for $160, he's happy, he's ready to do another deal. We haven't got to scale yet. Now, why did the bank write me a check for $160,000? What does that mean? Any thoughts in the comment section? I'll explain it, but I'd like to see if, as I'm explaining it, y'all understand it. So the bank wrote me a check for $160, but now that's a mortgage. So that's why they're doing this. They didn't just write me a check for $160 because they love me. You got 40K of equity using somebody else's money. Ryan, you are right. 40. That's not even. I'm not even done yet, but I'm going to hit on that in a minute. So now I owe the bank a check, or I owe them $160,000, but it's over 25 years at 4%. So it's like $800 or something. So the rent covers the mortgage and all owning expenses plus positive cash flow. So to get onto Ryan's point, but I love you, Josh. I love you too. But to get onto Ryan's point, I bought a rental property with $40,000 equity. Not done yet. I didn't use any of my own money to do it. 40 grand equity, none of my own money. I'm getting all owning expenses covered plus positive cash flow. So the beautiful thing is, this is awesome. Pay attention. If you're going to pay attention to one thing, do it right now. Right now, the house is worth $200,000. In 10 years, the house is going to be worth $300,000 minimum. That's not even, it's probably like $350, whatever. Let's be conservative. It's worth $200,000 today. I didn't use any of my own money to buy it. In 10 years, it's going to be worth $300,000. In 10 years, that $160,000 mortgage is going to be paid down to $100,000. So that 40 grand equity turns into $200,000 equity because the price went up, the value went up, the mortgage got paid down by the rent, and I'm not even talking about cash flow. And this is one property. So imagine doing this with 10 properties. Right now you have $200,000 $200,000 in equity in 10 years. But if you did this with 10 properties, you would have $2 million in net worth without doing anything. And let's say you did this for 100 properties, you would have $20 million. I'm not like doing the Dr. Evil thing, but that's so capable. All of this is capable. You all can do it. Anybody on here can do it. You might not think you can. You might think that society and your parents, and you need to go down the path of working for somebody else till you're 65, get your first hip replacement at 69, fun number, and then kind of, roll into retirement. You don't have to do it that way. I help people use real estate to control their future. That's what I'm trying to show you how to do. I do it because I've done it and I enjoy it and it's fun. I'm at the point in my life where I could sell or just sit back and not do anything, but that's not fun. I want to help you learn how to control your future. The best way you can control your future is learning things like this, okay? And then after you've done it once, you need to learn how to scale, which is how to do it at a bigger, better, higher level. I can't really, actually I will go into that. You guys want me to go into scale? Give me some thumbs up, show me some likes if you want me to go into scale. So if you want to scale, it's not the most exciting thing, but this is how you create wealth. Let's kind of do it like this. Scale equals freedom. If you learn to scale, you can have freedom and you can have control over your future. You do not, last time I promise I'm not even like, I'm just trying to get to something. Thumbs up if you all want this. I'm not trying to get anything from you. I have thousands of hours of free content on YouTube. I have hundreds of videos on TikTok and Instagram. They're all free. I'm trying to help you. I'm at the point in my career where if I sold my businesses and my real estate, I would net like 20 to 25 million. I'm not saying that to brag. I promise. I am here. Those are growing on their own. I'm here to help. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to, I'm telling you that you do not have to go down the conveyor belt of life that most people do. You do this, and then you're in RIP. You do not need to do that. You can make your own, whoa, I don't know what I just did. Oh crap, sorry. Anyways, you can make your own path. Don't be a square, right? Whatever that means. Or let's delete that. All right, sorry about that. You don't have to do it like everybody else. You can do it your own way. If you want to control your future, help me help you utilize real estate to do that. Use my methods to control your future, all right? Everybody on here can do it, I promise. The guy I got free training with tonight, CaymansFree.com, was making 45 grand as a pastor with a negative net worth. Now he's a multi-millionaire. Anybody can do this, and that's the whole freaking point of what I'm doing on here. Sorry I'm pulling a Kong on you, getting all jacked up, but it's so true. Anybody can do this. I don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it and I want to help you. And I feel like I should. I have this secret and I want you to have it too. Anyways, all right, so scale equals freedom equals control. Scale's not super sexy, but here is how you scale. So earlier, right, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. That's an acronym, but so is scale. Scale is an acronym as well, okay? Scale is its own acronym. So what I'm going to talk about what scale stands for. I usually don't do this. This is mainly for my mentors, my mentorship, and my students that pay me for my support and hand-holding and course and all that. But let's just do it here because I'm all jacked up. Let's get it. So hopefully you appreciate that. If you haven't liked this video, I feel like I'm bringing the fire as far as good information. I'm not as eloquent as some of these gurus. I'm not a guru. I'm here to help you control your life. All right, scale. This is how you scale. Now again, this is not super sexy, but it's how you do it. It's an acronym. You know what scale means. What does scale mean to you on here? Everybody on here, tell me what scale means to you. What does it mean to scale? Sorry about that. All right, what scale means to me is do something at a bigger, better, higher, more efficient level. So how do you scale? Let's keep this burr up here. So this is how you scale. You create systems. I'm sorry, but I can show you how to do it here on my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and here on my YouTube and my mentorship, but I'm going to show you how to do it now. So if you want to grow exponentially, for sure, that's a good way to put it. But if you want to get better and scale, you need to create systems around buying houses. Because if you want to buy 20 houses this year, you can, but you need to create systems around it. You need to create systems around rehabbing. So rehabs take you 45 days and not 4 to 5 months. You need to create systems around getting good renters in place, and you need to create systems around refinancing with banks. Do you understand that systems are not sexy, but systems equal freedom? So that's what I do on this YouTube channel. So subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's my mentorship all about. Creating systems around those quickly so you can scale. The next thing is get involved in your local community. That's probably the first step, but it doesn't work with the acronym. The first step, you need to get involved in your local community. Join your local Facebook groups, join your local meetups. Get involved in my Faster Freedom community, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Faster Freedom Community. So get involved with other people that are investing at a high level. The next thing you need is accountability. I'll kind of scroll through these because the next thing you need is increase your lead flow. If you want to buy 20 houses a year, you can, but you need to look at 75. So you need to increase your lead flow, and then you need to get extra funding. Not just one funding source, you need several private lenders to work with. Those are people, sorry. You need some hard money lenders. That's a weird way to draw a person. Anyways, and then you need some banks. So you need to develop extra funding, you need to increase your lead flow, you need to be accountable, you need to get involved in your community, and you need to create systems. So that is how you scale. Hopefully you got stuff out of this for sure. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Don't go anywhere yet. Got one more thing for you. Go to www.camisfree.com. if you're watching this before 7 p.m. Central on the 19th of January. One time only live, non-recorded training. However, if you are watching this after the fact or can't make it, go to www.freerentalwebinar.com for my free training that's like longer form that's recorded. One time only live training tonight. If you can't make it tonight, no big deal. Go to freerentalwebinar.com to get a different recorded training that will help you. Hope you got something out of this. Please subscribe to my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. See you on the next one. Help me help you. Yes, guys, leave a like. Come on, I know. I feel like we should get more likes in this. It's all right. I'll break through to them. See you guys.